the country continues to face the chikungunya epidemic, the government says additional funds have been earmarked to speed up cleanup efforts across the island to help contain the outbreak. As part of its strategies, the government has taken the approach parish by parish. And as such, we would love to know what's happening here in Clarendon. The Mayor of Clarendon, Mr. Barnswell, is here to give an update on projects underway in the parish. Mr. Barnswell, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So talk to me about the cleanup efforts.
All right. Before I go straight into the cleanup effort, I just want to say that in recent weeks we have been experiencing a spike of complaints from citizens as it relates to persons turning up at various medical facilities with Chik-V-like symptoms. As a result, it has created panic within the communities, which calls for us to respond. The government of Jamaica has engaged all parish councils, including Clarendon Parish Council, as to how we'll be able to respond to the spread or to prevent the spread of the Chik-V symptoms. We have had meetings at the council and we have engaged our parish disaster plan. We have had stakeholder meetings with the Clarendon Public Health Department, the Jamaica Fire Department, the Police, Chamber of Commerce, the Customs Office, the SDC, as it relates to organize and to plan its activity, including National Solid Waste Management Authority. We have looked at having some 44 volunteers on board who will be able to assist the Clarendon Health Department in identifying and to inspect premises where there's likely or possibility of mosquito breeding sites. The report coming out from the Clarendon Health Department is that there is a Aedes index of between 21 to 23%, meaning that the house-to-house visits, from the house-to-house visits, they have seen breeding sites. Our plan is to reduce that index by 5% come the end of December 2014. We also want to reduce the number of mosquito nuisance complaints and the number of vector disease or like symptoms that persons complain about, and also try to obtain a better behavioral pattern of the citizens within Clarendon. In achieving this, we have looked at 4 objectives, one of which is active surveillance, simply mean that these persons, volunteers, 44 volunteers, will be out into the field doing their inspection of premises and sites, reporting to us where there are numbers of not solid waste, but bulk waste, so that National Solid Waste can send their team in to remove same. We'll be doing public education, and with that will come under health and community mobilization, health education and community mobilization. So we'll be distributing pamphlets, flyers, we'll be using presentation, PowerPoint, we'll be having several discussions, different settings, at church, communities, talking to persons on the street as to what they can do from home to prevent the spread of the Chik-V virus or any other illnesses that mosquitoes can create or pass on to residents.
So basically this project has 2 phases. You have the public education and as well as the cleanup.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically doing both.
Yes, we're doing both.
Okay.
All right, and that also will include fogging of communities to get rid of the adult mosquitoes. But the most important thing is persons do it themselves, do it at home. Because if you keep your home free from mosquito breeding sites, then there will be no need for us not to worry about adult mosquitoes. We need to also educate persons as to how they deal about water storing containers. How do you prevent mosquitoes from using as a breeding site? We're also looking at different areas where there's overgrown of vegetation, because mosquitoes like dark, moist areas. And so public education is critical, but what is more critical though is for citizens to get involved, to volunteer and to do what they can to rid their communities of mosquito breeding sites.
Okay, you mentioned 44 persons on board. What department are they from really?
Well, these persons are selected from 22 political divisions, and the SDC also selects some persons from the DACs, the Development Area Councils, who will participate in this activity. As we speak now, they are being trained by the Clarendon Health Department and been sensitized also by them. Should be there to, I'll be joining them shortly to do a pep talk with them, just to guide them as to what is expected of them. They'll be clad in light blue t-shirts with the logo of the Clarendon Public Health and the Parish Council on the shirts, with a logo at the back. I'm not sure what the logo is as yet, but it's something that relates into the whole Chik-V cleanup or vector control program.
Okay. What are some of the locations that you have already spot out for cleanup and termination?
All right, looking at the index report and the mapping of the parish that public has shown to us, the high concentration is really in the hilly terrain of Clarendon and the lower Vere. Reason being that lower variable of ponding taking place. In the hills, persons store water for domestic purposes. So you find that there's high concentration of mosquito breeding sites there. In the center of the parish, person may wonder why I didn't say Maypen proper, including mineralites and elsewhere. But the lifestyle of people is a bit different in these developed communities. And as a result, you find very little breeding sites. But nevertheless, they too be considered to be treated.
Okay. What day exactly is the cleanup day? Is there any
We're
speculated
still working on the schedule because it's
Okay.
something that have to be systematically worked out because we meaning the National Solid Waste Management Authority doesn't have available to them the trucks that were used to remove these bulk items from communities. So we have to systematically schedule the areas in which they'll be removing these items from with the use of town criers to sensitize person ahead of time so that they can be able to put those items out to be collected.
Okay. So as soon as you know of the date, then others will know so they can come on board for cleanup, right?
Definitely, we'll inform
All
the
right.
communities.
Beautiful. Now, this Chik-V has risen to about, well, it may rise based on what was said, about 60% to about 60%.
The highest.
What are we doing really in Clarendon to ensure that that chunk of that 60% is not from here?
Well, and that is why we have engaged now in this drive. The Prime Minister started by cleaning up her constituency, and she asked the entire Jamaica to join her. And I'm saying that we now have, as the chairman of the council, we have been given a mandate to activate the parish disaster planning committee and to also to work closely with ADPEM. There is a toll-free number which we want to just let persons know. It's 1-888 One Love. Don't ask me what the One Love in terms of numbers, but before the end of the program, I'm able to give you that number.
Right.
And also the Clarendon Parish Council number, which is 986-2403 or 986-2216. So once you call that number, we'll be up and running Monday to Fridays from 8:30 to 4:30. There's somebody there to answer and to respond to the concerns or questions.
Okay, concerns as it relates to what? If we spot out some breeding sites that might be disposed of, that can be disposed of, what exactly are we reporting?
Concerns one, as it relates to how they treat their storage water in the area, in their homes. How do they get rid of breeding sites? What schedule we have to pick up their bulk waste from their communities? And if they're neighbors, because sometimes you have persons attached to garbage. You may wonder what I'm talking about, but they like to keep old stuff around the yards because they say they may use it for some future use. But those things are also classified as breeding sites. But to point out too, there are persons who may have more than one bathrooms in their house, but they only use one of the bathroom, and the other one is left unattended. Those toilets and face base in the drain pipes, they also is a breeding site for mosquitoes. There are certain plants that also contains water that we need to check and ensure that there is no water within it or they're treated. There are even persons with gutters around the house. Sometimes you have blockages. We have been experiencing rainfalls now and then, so we need to check those areas because that's where the danger is. Those mosquitoes that lives within your house, those are the danger.
Okay. This is an initiative of the Ministry of Health, right?
Yes, it is.
What's the budget that we're working with?
The parish, we have put a budget together to be we have finalized and sent it to the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, and also the Chief Secretariat. It's approximately $30 million. This includes
For the
parish.
Interesting.
It includes the activities from the Clarendon Health Department. It also includes the parish council doing drain cleaning and maintenance, and it also includes national solid waste activities plus public education.
Okay. And on the point of public education, what has been done so far to sensitize the population?
Well, we have been doing several meetings. We have been having discussion at schools. We have been having the Clarendon Chamber of Commerce having discussion with the business communities. We have had the councillors having discussion with the respective divisions, and we're just spreading the words. So I'm really happy that we're using this medium to get across the wider Clarendon to advise them as what they can do.
Do you have a record of the number of reported cases, though, as it relates to Chik-V in Clarendon?
No, and maybe I'll be coming under pressure if I go down that road again. But I have to be responsible in terms of how I really give information out as it relates, and I can only report what has been said to me by those persons from the public health or the health department. We have not been looking at number of reported cases. What we know is treating all cases as if they are Chik-V symptoms or Chik-V. And also, this program will run for 6 weeks, and then thereafter we'll be doing monitoring and evaluation. So we'll be getting reports from the Vector Control Unit, who will give a weekly report to the Clarendon Health Department, the Southern Regional Health Authority, who will then feed that information into the Ministry of Health database. The parish will meet in monthly to have updates and sensitize residents as we proceed.
Okay, beautiful. And as we continue public education on chikungunya, you are being reminded that the disease chikungunya is a viral disease spread by mosquitoes that causes fever and severe joint pains.
It is spread to humans by the bite of an infected mosquito.
The Aedes aegypti mosquitoes spread or pass on the chikungunya virus. This type of mosquito also spreads the dengue virus.
Are you experiencing fever, severe joint pains in the hands, wrists, and ankles, experiencing headache, backache, muscle pain, nausea, fatigue, and rash? These are symptoms of chikungunya.
Prolonged effects include arthritis and disabling joint pains. In some cases, symptoms can last for months and even years.
Persons at risk for more severe symptoms are newborns and the elderly.
Women late in their pregnancy.
Persons with underlying medical conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, or heart disease.
There are no medicines to specifically treat chikungunya, and there is no vaccine.
However, painkillers can be taken to help reduce fever and pain.
Use paracetamol painkillers only, such as Panadol, Cetamol, and Tylenol.
Do not take other painkillers such as aspirin and other anti-inflammatory drugs, as they may increase your risk of bleeding.
Prevent mosquito bites. Mosquitoes which spread chikungunya bite during the daytime.
Wear light-colored clothing and cover your body as much as possible.
Use mosquito repellents containing DEET on exposed skin.
Use mosquito coils and electric vaporization mats, both day and night.
Use mosquito nets.
Use door and window screens.
Also, prevent mosquito breeding in your surrounding. Mosquitoes live and breed in standing water and around the home.
Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. Cover all drums, tanks, barrels, and buckets that are used to store water.
Get rid of all old tires, tins, bottles, plastic containers, coconut shells, and anything in which rainwater settles.
Cover trash containers to keep out rainwater.
Punch holes in the bottom of tins before placing. Keep house plants in damp soil and of water.
And remember, visit your doctor or nearest health center if you think you or a family member might have chikungunya virus.
For more information, contact the Ministry of Health at 1-888-663-5683. Until next time, please protect yourself and also protect your family from the chikungunya virus.
Mosquito 1, mosquito